It's Friday, July 12th. It's time to unpack how things are shaping up as we finish off the work week and look ahead into the weekend. Now we're going maybe a little bit of liftoff into the weekend here. It's a cool video taking near Mississauga. I don't know, would you kind of try your hand at this kind of activity? Looks like fun. Now we also have some more to get into here. We have some active weather that we want to unpack for parts of the prairies. Some severe thunderstorms appear to be on tap, and they could be overnight storms, kind of like what we're getting here. The lightning flashing in the dark sky. Maybe we could have a repeat of that in parts of Manitoba Friday night into Saturday morning. And take a look at some of the rainfall and the implications in Nova Scotia. This was on Thursday. The remnants of Hurricane Beryl brought lots of moisture to different parts of Canada this week, and we'll see just maybe what's left for Atlantic Canada in terms of additional moisture. But a big story is what we're tracking in Manitoba, and again, the nocturnal storm threat overnight, something we'll be unpacking. Now, here's a look at the rainfall in Atlantic Canada over the past 24 hours. A lot of that for New Brunswick, but yes, we saw some problematic rainfall in Nova Scotia, which was not really prepared to handle more moisture on top of rainfalls we saw, let's say, last week. This afternoon, we can see some humidex values continuing. That's one thing that's going to be quite persistent for much of Atlantic Canada. Now, you saw some cloud cover and some risk of some showers still lingering for parts of the Maritimes today. Tomorrow, an even more organized system moving through. That could bring not only more precipitation, but maybe some thunderstorm activity. As you can see, our Saturday for places like Fredericton, yeah, maybe a bit of thunderstorm energy to work with. Sunday looks like the best day this weekend across Atlantic Canada, well, especially for the Maritimes. This afternoon for our Friday across Ontario, we have a bit of humidity, but a pretty nice looking day. Maybe some isolated thunderstorm activity. You see Quebec looking pretty good as well, but anything we do see in terms of active weather today, very isolated, not very robust. My colleague Kevin McKay said, don't cancel your tea time. It should be a pretty nice looking Friday across the area and a pretty nice looking weekend for many, although Monday might start to get a little hairy with some thunderstorm activity. Now, turning our attention to the big story today, which is the threat of some severe storms, and that could have that overnight threat as well. So large hail, very strong winds, and heavy downpours. That's going to be some of the main things we're watching with this storm. And here's a look at the formation. Now, this is quite a formidable storm moving through in those overnight hours. And take a look at some of the hail we could see peppering the area. So we know this will be a big concern for our agricultural producers. This will be a storm to watch with that likelihood of severe weather, especially into the later evening overnight hours. Now, for this afternoon across the prairies, take a look at Calgary, one of the last few days of the stampede, and it's going to be a gorgeous looking day. Lots of sunshine. And take a look at the humidex values. Now, we saw yesterday Saskatchewan was kind of the hot spot of the prairies. Today, as anticipated, that's more so shifted over to parts of Manitoba. Look at Dauphin, 29 feeling like 39. Winnipeg also feeling like 39 today. The last few days of the stampede should be good. A slight risk of some unsettled weather. We'll keep a close eye on that. And for British Columbia, a nice weekend on tap along the coast. Into the interior, it is hot and concerningly dry, but not as hot as what we've seen in recent days. Here's the 7-day forecast for Vancouver.